What's up, guys? Jason back to my channel. Tonight I'll be doing a review for Aew Dynamite, Title Tuesday. So let's get to it then. Let me exit the stupid thing and stuff. And this show kicked off with John Moxley, I think a video and stuff, co-opening thing. This week's okay, so here we go. This week's show kicks off with a cold open featuring John Moxley talking into the camera, much like last week, about how he has no choice but to be the one to take out Bryan Danielson. He says the American Dragon is blood no one wants on their hands, and even though Danielson has been on Kamiga's mission for a while now, no one in AEW has the stomach to do what needs to be done except Mox. He says this is reality and you don't get to pick the day you go out. He says he only hopes one day Bryan understands it's gotta be this way. It's got to. He doesn't have time to worry about that right now. The stakes are too high. Alright, so Bryan Danielson responds to Claudio Castagnoli and stuff. We then shoot to the digital exclusive promo AEW released before tonight's show on social media with Bryan Danielson reacting to Claudio Castagnoli saying in a big media interview that tonight is going to be Danielson's final match ever on Dynamite. This is because he promised to retire when he loses the title, and that is happening this Saturday at Wrestle Dream. Danielson says it won't be his last Dynamite and vows to kick Castagnoli's ass in their tag team match tonight. And Spoken, Washington, hope I said that right. Alright, we have a segment, Darby Allin and stuff. Alright, we shoot inside the Spoken arena in Spoken for the first time, and Darby Allin's theme hits. He power walks down to the ring, and yes, he is still wearing his fluffy ass pink ass jacket. He tells Brody King to get his ass down here for their scheduled face-to-face segment. The House of Black member joins him in the ring. Darby recalls staying in crackhead motels before their AEW days. He says King was nervous because he had a kid on the way. He talks about King being in ROH at the time before Tony Khan owned it. He says he got signed by AEW, and when King lost his job and Khan bought OH, it was Darby who had Khan hired King in AEW. Darby says King bought a house because of his job in AEW, and it supports his two kids. The problem is he wants what Darby's got, and Darby is the face of AEW. King cuts him off and tells him he's got everything he wants, and the difference is he doesn't take it for granted. He says we all know Darby has a death wish. He asks what happens when he dies climbing Mount Everest. He says AEW will be left without a face. He says he needs someone to save him from himself. Then they just do this with Mox's mission promo. Okay, Darby drops down in the corner and dares King to do it. Then he says, "Put me out of my misery." Oof, 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 oof. Oof, oof, oof. King finally decks Darby, but when he goes to choke him and hang him over the ropes, Darby pulls a big rock out and cracks King in the mouth. With it, security hits the ring as King's mouth is pouring blood. Alright, we have a backstage thing here. Alright, backstage, Renee Paquette is with Jake the Snake Roberts and Don Callis. Callis announces the first ever manager to manager talent exchange in AEW. The Murdoch Monster, Lance Archer, is now with the Don Callis family. They leave together. Paquette asks Jake who he got out of the trade. He asks if she likes surprises. She does. He does too. We'll find out soon enough. We head to a commercial break. Alright. Hologram. Alright, first match coming up. Hologram for its commander. When we return, Paquette is in the parking lot with Darren Garcia. She asks him about where he's been and the rumors about what's going on. He says he owes it to the people to tell him directly himself. Back inside the arena, Jeff Jarrett is shown on commentary alongside Tony Schiavone and Excalibur, filling in for Taz as we get ready for our first match of the evening. Hologram makes his way out to the ring, followed by Commander, and then the bell sounds for this first time ever matchup of masked stars. After some brief back and forth action, we see Hologram start to pull ahead on offense at ringside as the action resumes. Inside the square circle, we shift gears and head to a mid-match commercial break as this showdown of masked high flyers continues. When we return from the break, we see some more back and forth action, culminating with Hologram's airplane spin finisher to pick up the victory and improve his undefeated win streak in AEW to 18-0. After the match, Jake the Snake Roberts comes out to the top of the stage. He watches Rouge Drilistico and the Beast Mortals attacking Commander and Hologram from behind. So winner is Hologram. So Jay Snake Roberts has new members now. Okay, so anyways, all right, all right, we have a segment coming out with Daniel Garcia, finally and stuff. We see Mark Briscoe backstage for an interview. He's not his usual juvenile whatever self. This week he's dead serious. He tells Chris Jericho he didn't have to take it there, mentioning his late brother the way he did last week. He says he's going to hurt him on Saturday. Back inside the Spokane Arena, we hear the familiar sounds of Dan Garcia's theme music. Now he comes to the ring. He asks the fans how they're doing tonight. He says he has missed the fans and AEW while sitting at home the past few weeks. He says he has decided to remain where the best wrestlers in the world wrestle. He tells anyone with a goal that he's coming for them. So yeah, he's saying it with AEW. Alright. Okay, that's it. I thought there was more. Okay, so second match coming up is AEW Women's Championship. No more contender four-way. Saraya versus Jamie Hayter versus Will Nightingale versus Nyla Rose. We head to a commercial break after Swerve Strickland is announced for a return at AEW Wrestle Dream 2024. Announcement that MVP Shelton Benjamin are shown watching on a monitor backstage. When return, we see Mercedes Moné and Camille backstage with Renee Paquette. Moné mentions they throwing a queen before referring to Charlotte Flair and WWE while talking about her upcoming opponent. Damn. Alright, so Dan Garcia is shown shaking hands with a bunch of talent backstage when Kajori Shibata tells him via his phone app that he'll be holding gold after this weekend when he wins the TNT Championship. Back inside the arena, the Glamour Maya May settles in on special guest commentary for our next match of the evening. Will Nightingale, Saraya, Jamie Hayter, and Nyla Rose make their way down to the ring for a four-way title eliminator action, with the winner challenging May at AEW Wrestle Dream for the women's title. The commentators mentioned how it was supposed to be Nightingale versus Britt Baker until Baker was forced to miss the show due to illness. Hope she's okay, you know. The bell sounds and we see some backboard action and May drones on while chatting with Shivani, Jarrett, and Excalibur on commentary. Rose hits a big high spot to take out all three women, and on the floor as we shift gears into a mid-match commercial break. When return, Penelope Ford ends up running down and interfering, chasing Hayter off to the back. This leads Saraya and Nightingale to duke it out. Nightingale slams Saraya through a table in the corner and gets the win to earn a shot at May's title at Saturday's pay-per-view. So winner and new AEW Women's title number one contender, Willow Nightingale. Alright, third match coming up, Jay White versus Cody Sean, whatever. Backstage, Rocky Romero runs into Chris Jericho, Big Bill, and Brian Keith. They talk to him about being low on the totem pole in AEW and deserving more than being the lackey for the conglomeration. Switchblade Jay White's theme hits, and he makes his way down to the ring for our next match of the evening. Already in the square circle is his opponent, Cody Shun, whatever. Alright. The bell sounds are officially off and running. This one, Jarrett sings the praises of the Bang Bang Gang member as Juice Robinson is shown at ringside watching on. White hits his Blade Runner finisher for the quick and easy victory. After match, White talks about how Heyman is coming for him. He vows to beat him and move on to the goal. White issues a challenge to Heyman for a match at AEW Wrestle Dream 2024 this weekend. So winner is Jay White. Alright, next match is TNT NJPW Women's Championship. Mercedes Moné versus Emi Sakura, where if you want. Oh, I'm sorry. Backstage, Hook brings up looking for his father's attackers. He bumps into Kip Sabian and threatens him, but Sabian pleads innocence. He then runs into Christian Cage and his group. Cage mentions losing his kill switch to a health issue and says he can relate. We head to another commercial break. When we return, Nightingale attacks Mariah May during a backstage interview with Renee Paquette. She then gets on the mic and vows to beat May on Saturday and become new AEW Women's World Champion. Okay, inside the arena, Mercedes Moné's CEO theme hits and she does her little dance as she comes out accompanied by Camille for her scheduled double title defense. We see some back and forth action after Segura's entrance and the bell. And then Monet hits a meteor on Segura on the floor as we head to a mid-match break. As the show returns from the mid-match break, we see Monet fall into a defensive move As Sakura goes on an offensive tear, the Brickhouse Camille ends up getting involved, leading to Monet getting her Monet Maker submission for the win. After the match, Chris Statlander runs down to make the save for Sakura as Monet and Camille were both attacking her. So winner is still TBS and NJPW Strong Women's Champion Mercedes Monet. Alright, I have a segment with Will Ospreay and stuff. Alright. Backstage, well, before that, backstage private party, our interview with Stokely Hathaway approaches them and offers to be in their corner for their big title opportunity against the Young Bucks. They reject the offer, asking where he was the last 5 years. They're the original two of AEW. Private party. All right, Tony Schiavone is in the ring, and he mentions the three-way between Will Ospreay, Ricochet, and Konosuke Takeshita for the AEW National Championship at AEW Wrestle Dream 2024. Ospreay introduces and talks about how Don Callis had to put Takeshita up to what he did last week. Callis comes out and tries talking about the good old days with Ospreay, who cuts him off and demands to know if he sent Takeshita out to attack him. Callis keeps trying to dodge the question, but as Ospreay keeps insisting, Callis breaks and yells, "Yes, I sent him." After the argument gets more intense, Ospreay gets attacked by Konosuke Takeshita. Kyle Fletcher doesn't want to get involved. As he was walking to the back, Ricochet runs out and makes the save. Ospreay recovers and Ricochet hands him his title to end the segment. We head to another commercial break. Alright, main event coming up, Bryan Danielson and Wheeler Yuta versus Carlo Castagnoli and Pac. Main event time. But first, we shoot to a message from the scapegoat Jack Perry in a stairway. He talks about Daniel Garcia's return and then mentions how Kajori Shibata talks through a phone app, but he wants to have a conversation with him. He vows to beat him in their title match at Wrestle Dream. Alright, back inside the arena, Europe's the final countdown plays as AEW World Champion Bryan Danielson emerges and heads to the ring, accompanied by Weird Yuta. As Excalibur questions on commentary if this is the last time we'll see the American Dragon in action on an episode of Dynamite. Two-thirds of the AEW Trios Champions, the Bastard Pat and Claudio Castagnoli, make their way out to square off against the third member of the Trios Champs, Yuta, and his partner Danielson, in our tag team match event of the evening on Special Title Tuesday episode of Dynamite. The bell sounds official running this one. Danielson, who has his shoulders and neck taped up, kicks things off with Pac fans chant "Let's go, Bryan!" as he gets off to a fast start, hitting a big dive onto Castagnoli on the floor. Yuta hits a top rope splash onto the floor as well. As things continue, we see Pac and Castagnoli start to shift the offensive momentum in their favor. Pac starts to settle into a comfortable offensive lead as a legal man in the action, working over Yuta as we head to our final enter into our final commercial break of the evening. Alright. When we return, we see Yuta trying to fight back into competitive form, only for Pac and Castagnoli to keep him restrained on their end of the ring, while utilizing frequent tags to keep a fresh man on him at all times. Danielson isn't on the apron for his team as he's still down on the floor. Yuta hits a big kick that buys him much needed time. Yuta crawls to his corner, but nobody's home. Pac makes a tag to Castagnoli, who goes to work on Yuta. As Danielson is shown crawling up the steps trying to recover, Yuta starts to fight for a comeback again. Danielson finally gets the much needed tag. As soon as he enters the ring, he starts blasting any and everything that moves with kicks. As fans chant, "Yes, yes, yes," he holds onto Claudio and stomps him all over until Pac clobbers Danielson from behind. Danielson gets Pac down and starts stomping away at him. Danielson has Castagnoli and Pac both down. He backs into the corner of the ring and crouches down as fans chant, and he waits for one of them to get up to finish them off. He stops and locks eyes with someone off camera at ringside. The camera pans over and shows Jon Moxley and Marina Shafir at ringside. Pac takes Danielson down and gets the hammer for the ring bell as Shafir ties up the referee. Alright. Yuta takes it from Pac. Danielson gets up and takes Pac down into the labella for the win. As soon as the match ends, Danielson dives through the ropes and splashes onto Mox on the floor. The two brawl up the ramp as Yuta is shown arguing with the rest of his AEW Trios Champions partners, Castagnoli and Pac. Shafir starts beating up Yuta at ringside as the cameras catch up with Danielson and Mox wildly brawling backstage. As the Spoken arena back in the ring, we see Shafir Castagnoli and Pac all beating down a defenseless Yuta in the ring. They blast him with a hammer over and over again. Danson returns to the ring and helps Yuta out, clearing the ring of Castagnoli and Pac. And Shafir and standing tall, leading fans in yes chants as Yuta recovers in the background. The final countdown plays again as Calvert promotes AEW Wrestle Dream Test 4 as a special title Tuesday episode. AEW Dynamite goes out the air on that note. Thanks for joining us on stuff. So winners, Brian Danielson and Weir Yuta. So yeah, kind of a good show tonight and stuff before Wrestle Dream. So yeah, kind of good show tonight, and yeah. Anyways, so yeah, where I was at, it finished at it started at 8 o'clock through 10:10. That's what time it finished because it went overtime, and all that stuff. So yeah. Anyways, good show tonight and stuff, and that was it. There's no AEW tomorrow because I think there's a game tomorrow or something on the TBS channel or whatever. It's gonna be main basketball or something. So yeah. Anyways, that was it for this video. Hope you like it. Subscribe, hit that bell button, leave a comment and stuff. If you guys want to leave a comment, I don't care. Not forcing you or whatever. But anyways, that was it, and I see you guys Friday night for AEW Collision and Rampage, and after that will be SmackDown. All right, laters.